the snoot. Say hello, creature crew.
Denied.
Hey, what's up guys, it's Em. I'm here to hang out with you today with my friend Medianoche, and he is a Mexican black king snake. I will certainly do a Mexican black king snake video at some point, just not this video. I'll probably also get a few of my other snakes out during this video because I wanted to film this video whilst also giving some of my snakes some daily handling and exercise. So we'll have a couple of different snakes out during this video. So I'm here with Medianoche and I'm going to be talking to you today about why I am not vegan. That's right, an animal lover who is not vegan. First of all, I just want to say if you're new here, welcome. I'm Em, aka Emzotic, and this is my channel where I basically do different pet care videos, talk about different animal issues, but most people are here for my creature feature videos, which are basically where I pick an animal and talk about them at length, and usually they have lots of amazing facts. So if that's something that you think you'd like to be part of, then please hit that subscribe button down below, become part of the creature crew.
Join us.
I tend to put out like 1 or 2 videos a week. I'm looking to improve that, but I also do live streams over on YouNow as well. I've also just started making content specifically for my Facebook as well, so do go check out my Facebook at Emzotic Official on Facebook. This house is a bit of a madhouse, so there might be a who's out at the moment? There might be a rabbit running around. Yes, I see you, Rocky. There might be a rabbit running around, so if you see a little black bunny hopping around, that's okay. He's not an intruder. He's supposed to be here. Also, do you see this thing in the corner up here? That's the kookaburra. Yes, we have a kookaburra called Babacook, who I won't go into too much in this video, but I'm sure he'll be flying in and out of the room as and when he likes. I get asked the same 2 questions over and over again. Number 1 most asked question is,
How many animals do you have?
well, you're not going to find out in this video. But the second most asked question by far is,
Are you vegan?
and I've actually come out and said a couple of times, no, I am not vegan. I'm not gonna lie to you and pretend that I am vegan when I'm not. I'm not vegan. And I'm going to go into the reasons why I am not vegan. It's not just a random decision. There are reasons why I specifically choose not to be vegan, and I'm gonna explore those with you now. So I actually used to say quite simply in the comment sections, no, I'm not vegan, to people who would ask, and then people would lose their minds, like legit lose their minds. For example, there was a rumor that went around a while back on one of my videos that Shrek, who has mysteriously disappeared, he hasn't disappeared by the way, was eaten because I'm not vegan, or that I'm raising my ferrets as food. My ferrets aren't my food. I'm not gonna eat my weasels, okay? They might eat me, I'm not even gonna lie. Especially toes. They will eat your toes. None of my animals here for eating, okay? Okay, maybe Niffler, because he's just adorable. I just wanna... And before I start, I just want to say thank you so much to the creature crew who I instinctively know will be writing messages down below in the comments like, Em, you don't have to justify yourself. Em, you don't have to say anything you don't want to. It's your business. And if you're one of those people, thank you so much. You guys are the sweetest. Across the board, creature crew are just the best. But I want to have my say but I feel that animal lovers who do eat meat are somewhat forced into the dark in recent years, and I don't like the fact that they're picked on and made to be thought to be evil, or that their love for animals is any less than someone who is vegan. So that's why I'm here. I'm gonna try and tell you the reasons why I do believe you can be an animal lover and still eat meat. So I really love animals, every single animal. I have dedicated my entire life to the study of animals, to learning about them, traveling and exploring the relationship between man, animal and food in a lot of different countries. And it's amazing how different diet and lifestyle and the way people treat animals is different across the world. I kind of, when I look at the globe and step back, I see different countries as different tribes, and in those tribes they're like subcultures and sub-tribes, and in every family it's like a subculture or sub-tribe. So just off the bat, I would like to say that I don't believe that there will ever be a unanimous decision across the board in the world as to what is the correct way to live. Woo! Let's just get deep here.
Deepness.
And I've also had a lot of time to try lots of different foods. And I'm a girl, I'm not ashamed to say that I like food. Good food, that is. I'm not nuts about rubbish food, but like really good food, I can dig it. And I've had to try a lot of different foods throughout my life because I have a lot of restrictions already. So it's good for me to actually... Rocky, what are you doing, sausage? During my travels, I've had a lot of time to experiment with different foods, and it's important for me to experiment for my own health because I have a lot of restrictions. Number one, I am allergic to egg, so anything with egg in it, if it's fresh egg, then I can't eat it. Yes, that extends to cakes and brownies and things like that too. So unless it's powdered egg or it's been cooked at a certain high temperature, then I probably can't eat it. I'm also severely allergic to egg whites, so no meringues for Emma, sadly. But I've heard they're delicious. They look pretty cool. Are meringues as delicious and magical as people tell me they are? Please say no. I'm also severely allergic to fish. Anything to do with seafood, I cannot eat it. Could you stop destroying my house, please? Yeah. Literally, my tongue swells, my throat closes, and I die. Unless I have an adrenaline shot.
Deepness.
I'm also allergic to almonds, but not other nuts yet. Cherries, peaches, and what's the other thing? Oh, I just bloat loads when I eat bread. So anything that's very carb heavy, I bloat for like 3 days badly. So what would I call my diet? Danny refers to it as survival vegetarianism because I am predominantly vegetarian, meaning that the bulk of my food that I eat is vegetarian, but I'm not strict on it. So if I really feel the need to have some extra protein and protein from plants is just not cutting it out for me, then I will have a little bit of chicken. Meat-wise, pork is a no-no for me. I am physically and mentally repulsed by the thought of pork. I love pigs, but like I don't think that they're dirty or that the meat is particularly dirty, although I did see something recently about that which shocked me, to do with like cutting unhealthy bits of pork out of meat and then still selling it to people, which is just disgusting. But yeah, pork, no. And I love the smell of bacon, but actually putting pork in my mouth, I'm like, whoa. So there is nothing worse that I can think of than having like a big lump of pork in my mouth. Nope, just not gonna happen. I'm physically repulsed by that. Duck, I'm not a fan of either. Duck, not a fan of. Lamb, I won't eat. Beef, I will eat very seldomly. Country-wise, I think the US, unfortunately, falls behind a lot of the rest of the world when it comes to the health and quality of meat. So I don't touch beef over here, but if I go to the UK or any other European countries, then I might have a burger. Hey, Cook. As far as dairy goes, I try and have as little dairy as possible. I do not drink milk. If like cow's milk kind of repulses me because I know the process of producing it and it is just packed full of stuff that I do not want in my body, but I do cave on occasion and have ice cream. I have tried vegan and vegetarian ice creams, but they just weren't the same for me. I love a really good gelato. It's one of my few genuine food pleasures in life is really good gelato. So I will have the occasional ice cream. Chocolate, again, good chocolate I can't really say no to. I know it's just a curse, and that's why I have these thighs that I have. And cheese, I am having a difficult time in cutting down on. I have made basically the switch to only eating white cheeses, so I'm not having cheddars and things like that. I like having feta, mozzarella. That's just like a personal taste thing. So I am eating white cheeses still in small quantities, like a bit of feta in my salads and whatnot, just to bulk it out. I have tried, like I said, a lot of vegan cheeses. I just don't like them. To me, it's just not the same. So I'm trying to make that move to cutting down on my dairy still, because I just know it's not good for me, and I know the process of producing it, which I don't like either. Because you see, I'm not entirely unconflicted. I still have genuine conflicts in my head when it comes to what I consume. So I'm not just like, I will never be vegetarian or never be vegan because. It's not like that. I'm constantly evolving and constantly changing, so I kind of like to think of my diet as kind of like diet fluid. Also, just going back to milks, I like coconut milk, so milk's made with coconut, not just like opening a coconut and having the coconut water, like coconut milk. And I also like cashew milk. I've been trying a brand of cashew milk recently, which I've really been enjoying. Look at Zombie! Zombie is one of my most recent rescue animals. She is a king snake. She's a very old girl, and you can tell that she's an old girl because she has these cataracts over both of her eyes. I don't know if you'll catch a glimpse of them. There you go. That's why I called her Zombie. She's not used to being handled, so I just like to get her a little bit used to being a bit more handled, but she's coming along a treat. So I'll have her out for a little while depending on how long I feel she's happy to be out. So I know what you're thinking, Em, come on, how can you be a meat eater and still claim to love animals? To me, that's simple, because life is about balance. Give a little, take a little. And this might seem a little bit weird or perhaps even upsetting to some, but I genuinely don't believe in a cruelty-free existence. I don't think that it's achievable. Zombie's getting a little bit tired of being held, so I'm gonna go put her back and switch her out for, I think, pork chop. Yeah, Zombie was getting a bit fidgety and didn't want to be held, so I didn't want to stress her, so I got pork chop instead. Pork chop is a Western hognose, and she's an adult, she's fully grown. She was actually given to us by somebody who didn't want her anymore, so she is technically one of our adoptions. But yeah, she's great, and she's an amazing animal ambassador. She goes into many schools to teach kids about how snakes shouldn't have to necessarily be feared and things like that. Yes, pork chop is so cute. Pork chop, pork chop. This is the only kind of pork chop that I will put in my mouth, just so you know. I'm not gonna eat her. Hashtag. So to me, if I went vegan in diet today, I would still be contributing to the meat market because I keep carnivores and I need to go to people who mass produce animals because these are the people who supply pet stores. So even by just keeping animals, I am contributing to the slaughter, mass slaughter of B grade animals because they're not fit for human consumption, a lot of them, but they will still be raised and bred and fed and slaughtered in unspeakable ways, regardless of whether you have a carnivorous ferret or you know, an omnivorous dog or a carnivorous cat. You are still contributing to the meat market if you are vegan. So technically I wouldn't actually be vegan in lifestyle even if I didn't eat meat products. Does that make sense? If I went vegan today, I would still be paying tax in a country which clears forests in order to grow more mass-produced meat. If I went vegan today, I would still be contributing to companies who flatten hundreds and hundreds of acres a day in the rainforests around the world in order to make soy plantations. Carnivorous or vegan, we can absolutely all live together, and we don't necessarily have to be at each other's throats. You just have to understand that everybody has to make their own choices. Let's just try and be as peaceful as we can with each other. I just try and be as mindful as possible to be educated on where my food is coming from. And I know it's going to sound selfish to some, but it's not always practical to be vegan. Some people can't afford to be vegan. Being vegan can actually cost a lot of money, as can vegetarianism. Some families just can't afford it. To me, in an ideal world, people wouldn't be at each other's throats about their diet, but people would certainly, in my ideal world, consume far less meat than they do consume. For example, I have two friends who are amazing. I think they're an incredible inspiration, and although they are meat eaters, they've actually decided to hunt for their own meat. So they don't hunt for sport. Don't mix up the two. They're not like, yeah, let's go kill an animal. They kill two, I think, no, maybe one. It might even just be one. I think they kill 1 or 2 stags at most a year themselves, so they actually know where the foods come from, they've sourced it, and they use that meat throughout the entire year. So instead of raising thousands of animals for slaughter which are sick and which are in horrible conditions, they've actually chosen a specimen who is likely already reproduced, you know, fulfilled their circle of life, and they are going to be nourished by the same animal for a whole year, rather than when you think about like a chicken nugget from McDonald's. I'm sorry to say this if you like chicken nuggets from McDonald's, but you might want to plug your ears. The single chicken nugget you eat is probably made up of hundreds of different chickens, just so you know, all ground down into a pulp. So instead of killing so many hundreds of thousands of different animals a year to feed yourself, they only take 1 or 2 animals, which is pretty incredible. Imagine the waste that would be reduced in the world if people cut down on the amount of meat that they actually consumed. I know I'm only purchasing a tiny amount from sustainable sources, good farmers who only produce what is required of them to produce. There's no waste. But I'm about to go into a section of this video which is likely going to get people slamming on the keyboard like, I'm unsubscribing from you, no, etc, etc. If you are vegan, please don't take this next section as an attack on vegans, but in the time that I've been on YouTube, nobody has come after my neck and been as horrible and as nasty to me and as personal in trying to get to me and to hurt me as die-hard vegans. Now, I know that they are the minority, and I've come to think of these types of vegans as a kind of religious extremism, because to them, they seem to wake up and come after me like it's some kind of mission to convert me to their belief. And to me, that's religion. That's not a lifestyle choice. That to me is trying to force a kind of religious thinking down my neck, which I don't want. I don't talk to extremists of any kind. So I don't open my door randomly and talk to people who want to preach to me about their various religion, because I'm not religious. If people are peaceful about their religion, that's great. If people want to talk to me about religion and have a discussion, fine, I will do that, but they have to respect my opinions too. It's the same with diet. I'm not going to open the door, figuratively speaking, to vegans and say, hey, come on in and attack me as to why you think I'm such a horrible person. If you want to actually have a discussion with me, and a two-way discussion and a conversation, and to hear my point of view as well, that's great. But if it's strictly preaching, no, I am not interested. That said, I have a lot of friends who are either vegetarian or vegan, and they're super respectful of anybody. They don't look at meat eaters and go, I would never touch that. Did you know? No, 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 no. Equally, I am not supporting the meat eaters who like to troll vegan support groups and say like,
if God didn't want us to eat meat, then why would he have made bacon?
I don't support trolls of either kind. I just want people to be peaceful and to be able to understand each other's points of view, because everybody has completely different lives. You don't know everybody's individual circumstance. There might be reasons why people have to be vegan for their own survival. There might be reasons why people have to be a vegetarian or have to eat certain things or choose not to have certain things. And unless you literally put yourself in that person's life, you don't know their circumstance. To me, whether or not you are a pet lover, whether or not you are vegan or vegetarian, whatever your color or your ethnicity, your orientation, we're all buddies, you know? To me, anybody can be creature crew as long as you are mindful of animals and you're not being, you know, cruel to your pets, and as long as you are enjoying the world. If you're a good person, we're all creature crew. We can all be chill together, you know? I am happy to be friends with everybody as long as you're a good person. If you're respectful of others, I don't care one way or another what you put in your mouth to eat. You eat what you want to eat, and don't let anybody diet shame you. You know, diet shaming is a thing now. Whether you enjoy eating meat, whether you hunt for your own meat, whether you will never touch a meat product in your life, as long as we're all respectful, I am more than happy to be chill with absolutely everybody. Unless you don't like ferrets or Disney, then you can't be here. Get out. Just kidding, just kidding. Just stay where you are. Stay. It's all good. So I hope that kind of clears it up for you. In the end, I feel that I would never be able to truly call myself vegan. And although I actually find as I get older, I actually make more and more steps to being traditionally vegan, because, you know, I cut down on my animal products. I cut down on the amount of meat that I consume, the amount of dairy. Although I'm slowly making those steps there in that natural direction, I kind of feel that that dietary veganism is a given for me in the future. Even if I did it, I would never tell anyone, because, you know, I do put myself out there on the internet and people expect to know a certain amount of information about me, and this I hope clears it up for people. But it's not really any of my business to say to anybody else what they put in their mouths or not, or to have influence over people as to what they eat. You know, you can be a vegan and be an animal lover, even if you are still supporting a government which doesn't support animals, and even if you are a meat eater and you keep animals or anything else, of course you can be an animal lover. I don't think that things are that black and white, so please don't allow anyone to bully you into thinking that you are any less an animal lover because you eat meat or because you don't, or anything else. You are your own individual person. Own it. But what about you guys? Let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about dietary choices in the 21st century. Do you feel that you can be an animal lover and still eat meat? If you don't, that's fine. Pop it down below. Share your points of view. The only thing I ask is if you go into a debate with someone, and I welcome that, healthy, like, clean comment debate is all fine for me, just please try and make it as respectful as possible. I will say right now that although I'm not massively into censorship, I will delete any comments with nasty or abusive language in them, because there's no space for that on this channel. So please do get into a healthy discussion below, get into a debate as to your points of view and the reasons why. Share that down below. Also remember to hit that subscribe button down below, become part of the Creature Crew. It's a good, fun and positive community community. And also remember that I do also have a Facebook page, a Twitter, an Instagram, a Snapchat, a Musical.ly, and also a lot of love for you guys. I don't know what I was gonna say there, but I do have a lot of love for you guys regardless of your food decision. And also thank you in advance for being respectful to each other down in the comment section below. I love you guys so much. I will see you in the next video very soon, and if I don't see you before then, have a very Merry Christmas. Take care guys. Mwah. Bye. Look at the face of the hognose. Look how cute you are. Hi. Look at your little shovel face.